Hi, I want to talk about Go no Hi a little bit. It is a very difficult note. It's the second octave thumb hole. Requires a lot of technique. I like to think about it as like a manual car shifting gears. You kind of have to go first gear. I'm talking about the second octave. Con, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, and then like overdrive to get Go no Hi. So if you start with a very small embouchure, eventually you get Kan no Ro. And then you'll notice if you toggle between Ro and Su, it requires maybe a slight shift. Depending on how you want to handle the note for its tone color. Um, I'm going to go up the scale. Now, by the time I got to He, I noticed that I went first gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear quite smoothly without pushing. You don't have to push too hard. Now, there's a little bump when you go from fourth gear or to overdrive, whatever gears, one, two, three, four, five, six is the overdrive gear. There's a bigger bump from one to three. So from five to overdrive, you kind of have to be prepared to rev the engine, the clutch, step on it, and push. So it's a different pressure between Ro and Su, and He and Go no Hi. It's more pressure. So just be ready for that and practice for it. But it doesn't take a lot of muscle. It just takes finesse. So I'm going to do that on a different flute just to show you that every flute is different. And here's yet another flute. So 4/5 or 5 overdrive, you just have to know that there's a little bump. Get ready for it. And oftentimes in Shakuhachi music, those notes are near each other, so you're in the pocket. You don't have to go from like first gear to fifth gear, and that's really difficult to do. Going from Ro to Go no Hi requires a lot of technique. I would say that most beginners can't do it or can't play that until maybe even after several years of serious practice will you be able to access Go no Hi properly. I hope that helps.